From Forex Traders Daily, this is your daily analysis with Ross Mullins, live from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for June 14th, 2018. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to look at several different currency pairs, all including the US dollar, because I think many of them are in a period of ranging and congestion and waiting on a trend breakout, either positive or negative for the US dollar, but waiting on a trend breakout. We haven't really seen a good solid trend for quite some time. Let's just take a look here at the USD CHF. Clearly, the green trend line was an uptrend. I don't think we can dispute that. It's not hard to see on the left-hand side, middle of the chart, green trend line. Recently, we've been in somewhat of a downward-facing channel. You can see the blue and the red trend line moving lower. But what I want to focus in on is at the bottom of the blue and the red trend line, the black box that you see here. Let's zoom it in a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days we have been bouncing around between the orange and purple shaded area. The purple zone 98.80, 98.95, orange zone 98.50, 98.30. We've been bouncing around here in spite of FOMC news yesterday, in spite of ECB today. We are seeing the market bounce around here. If we're going to see the continuation of the falling channel that we see here between the red and the blue trend line, then we're going to look for resistance here at the purple zone, which we've already seen a little bit out of that over the past couple of days. We're going to look for a breakout of the orange zone, which it hasn't really done, and we're going to look for it to go lower. Now, on the other side, if we're going to see the return of the previous uptrend after this falling channel, the next thing we're looking for is to push above the blue trend line in the purple shaded area, and we're going to look for continued support at the orange zone. So nothing really new and exciting, even after yesterday's FOMC and a raise of interest rates in the U.S. and the implication of a potential another raise of interest rates. We don't really see a change here. So I think what we're waiting on is a good solid breakout, either above the purple zone to turn back into an uptrend, or below the orange zone to resume this falling channel here on the dollar franc. Let's go ahead and take a look at the euro dollar. It's not anything different really. It's not quite as long of a period, but we do see the black box, bottom of the downtrend. The market was moving lower. It moved up a little bit, but look at this black box. The purple zone, 1.1820, 1.1855. Blue zone, 1.1725, 1.1695. And then, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days we've been bouncing around in here, finding resistance at the purple zone and support at the blue zone. So we're waiting on a breakout, aren't we? If this is going to turn into an uptrend and continue the rising move that we've seen, which would be negative for the US dollar, we look for the break above the purple zone and the continuation of that, and possibly buying at the blue zone, 1.1725. Obviously today we're falling pretty hard after ECB information. Well, we just still have the press conference coming up, but we see it falling pretty hard. Kind of difficult to buy it, but definitely something to consider into the blue zone. But a break under the blue zone, we may see the continuation and a return of the downward slide and a positive move for the US dollar. So again, this period of ranging or congestion. Let's take it on over here to the GBP USD. Take a look at this. Let's zoom it in a couple of times here. There we go. Take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. We've been bouncing around. The green zone, 1.3415, 1.3435. Blue zone, 1.3880, 1.3860. We're waiting on something new to happen, aren't we? We're waiting either for a breakout above the green zone, which would be negative for the US dollar, or sell-off of the US dollar sends us higher. Any positive movement for the US dollar, we might look for the breakdown of the blue zone, 1.3360, for a return of the previous downtrend. But right now, we're just stuck inside that little black box. So that's 3 currency pairs so far that we see kind of stuck in a period of ranging congestion and really no trending behavior for the past 7 to 14 days if you look at the dollar franc. Let's take it on over here to the dollar CAD. Similar situation. Look at this. Look at all the volatility that's happened inside this black box, top of the uptrend. We've seen it bouncing around quite a bit inside this black box. We've seen it a little bit above the pink shaded area a couple of times, but for the most part holding around in here. We're looking at 1.2970, 1.2995, the pink zone. Blue zone 1.19 or 2920, 1.2890 is the blue shaded area. If we're going to look for the return of the uptrend, rising black trend line, we need a good solid breakout above the pink zone, which we haven't had. We've had multiple challenges and tests, but no solid breakout. If we're looking for the return of the downtrend, we need to get below the blue zone, which obviously it hasn't done that either in the black trend line. So again, we're waiting on a breakout here. Nothing really, no real trending behavior. How long is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 days. We've been inside this black box. Yeah, we've had a couple of attempts outside, but about 15 days we've seen it bouncing around in this area. A couple of them are a little bit different. I'm going to skip all the way to the New Zealand dollar, take a look at the NZD USD. We've been rising along the blue trend line, but look at this. We've been stuck 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. We got inside above the blue zone, 70.20, 7,000. That's the blue zone. Purple zone, 70.55, 70.80. Again, trending movement would be above the purple zone for a resumption of the uptrend or below the blue zone for a turn into the downtrend again. But again, it's kind of a tough situation. No real trending action for the past 8 or 9 days here for the New Zealand dollar. Now, we have been looking for buys. We have been buying actually into the blue shaded area, 7,000, 7,020 for the past couple of days. But again, nothing really trending about the current market here on the New Zealand dollar. Now, if you're going to focus on the blue side, on the blue trend line, on the rising trend, you're buying the blue zone. If that's going to be your focus. If you're going to look for reversal and a positive movement in the US dollar, we're going to look for the breakout under the blue zone, blue trend line for the New Zealand dollar. Now, a couple of them are different. Australian dollar, we see the long-term downtrend, black trend line, but we see a blue rising channel. It's not quite the black box that I've had on the other currency pairs. We see this rising channel. What's interesting about this one today is that we're testing the bottom of that channel. So yellow zone, very important for us today, and the rising trend channel. If we see positive movement for the US dollar, in fact, positive movement for the US dollar, we break down the yellow zone, we start looking for a further downward movement in the direction of this fall that we see here. So it needs to break 75.35, 75.60 yellow zone if we're going to see positive US movement. Any negative US movement, a bounce here, sends it back up, possibly all the way back into the 7,700 level, top of the rising channel. Now, of course, we need to take into consideration the black trend line as well. That's been a longer term trend. So if that long-term trend resumes, we look for the breakdown of the yellow zone. So yellow zone will be very important for us today. 75.60, 75.35 for Australia. Bounce off it, goes back up, direction of the rising blue channel, break through it, looks for the return of the downtrend for the Australian dollar. And one last one, USD JPY, similar, not exactly the same, but similar situation. We're in a channel here on the US yen, a rising channel, the blue trend lines here. You can see that the market has been bouncing around inside this channel for a while. Blue zone, very important today for that channel, isn't it? As long as it's above it, we could see a return of the upside, the uptrend that we've had in place for the past couple of days. Below the blue zone, we could see the resumption of the downtrend. So the blue zone is very important. Pink zone, important too. I would say that if we can solidly get above the pink zone, which is 110.35, we may look for the turn back towards the orange shaded area, all the way at the top of the rising channel. So pink zone is going to be important for us today, especially if we get a positive movement for the US dollar above 110.35. Negative, we're back to the blue zone and possible breakout lower for the US yen. So watching all of these pairs for some real good solid information about a trending move for the US dollar.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.